Hi everyone and welcome to Angel Monday. It's a little bit later today, but nonetheless, I'm here with you to bring you through the guidance for this week from the angels. So I'm using some special decks this week. One is the Archangel Michael, the other is some Archangel Oracle cards from Diana Cooper. And I might just dive into the Angel Wisdom Tarot as well. So just while I'm waiting for everyone to come on, let me know, how was your weekend? Did you have a beautiful weekend? Are you feeling the energies shifting at the moment as we've moved into equinox and this whole new magnification on letting go and what we're supposed to be doing next, and clarity about what isn't working for you? And also clarity, I think, at the moment about your energy. Getting really clear about what is charging you, what recharges you, what gives you energy, and what drains your energy. And, I think really sorting through what you want to say yes to and what you really need to start saying no to because of how your energy feels. And that's one of the things I think around being a light worker and being aware, is that you can sometimes find yourself giving your energy away freely, and then you're not getting much in return, so that energy exchange isn't right there for you. And so that you need to be really, really aware of not over giving and over delivering, and just holding space for too many people, because then there's nothing left for you, and that is counterproductive. It means that you'll have peaks and troughs in your energy, which means you can't give sustainably. So you really need to look after yourself, and I think that's one of the lessons that we're getting right now, and understanding truly how energy works. um, I was talking to someone the other day who's a pranic healer, and we were discussing how energy cords can, if you're a healer, if you're a giver, if you're a person that counsels people, and you're seeing a lot of clients, that you have to be sure to sever those connections energetically when you've finished, because those cords can literally drain your life force energy. And I think that's why people in industries like welfare and community services and other services where there's lots of giving, why there's a high burnout rate, because we may be giving and thinking, okay, this is just in a day's work, but what's actually happening when you're not energy aware is that you are corded to many, many people, and if you don't let go of those cords, your life force just kind of can drain away, and it will show up as a condition, an illness, or stress, or in some other way to show you in the physical form that you need to make some changes. So who's here? Let me have a look and see who's here. Hi Rosalie, hi Paula, nice to see you. Sorry to hear that you're in bed with a cold. Yeah, a detox, getting you ready for Uluru. But yeah, looking after yourself, that's it. And I think when we have these moments, it helps us to recognize, if you have a cold, or you get really, really tired, or you have some other thing happen, it helps you to reassess and go, am I using my energy wisely? And am I balancing my giving and receiving? And am I making sure to detach myself from situations after I've finished being of service? Because you can go to work and serve many people in one day, but then if you carry those cords home with you, then you're still giving even while you're asleep, even while you're resting, even while you're doing other things. So you have to sever those attachments. We can sometimes have cords of need connected with us, and that saps your life force energy. Thanks, Layla. Thank you. Hi, Donna. Hi. Yeah. And it's something that I've been very aware of the last 20 years. And that's one of the reasons why I've stopped doing one-on-one healings, because after a while, I've done so many of them. I've been doing them for so long that I realized, okay, that's not where I want to put my energy. And, natural kind of shift in my business. But also it's a lot of work. And you really have to look after those your energies when you're doing work like that. No matter what you're doing though, if you're a natural giver, you know, I think as light workers, sometimes you just naturally. And what you have to also be careful of is enmeshment, is that you don't want people getting enmeshed in your energy and you don't want to get enmeshed in theirs. And that's where the saying, care, don't carry, comes in. You know, whether you're being of service or you're listening to a friend, you have to remember that you mustn't carry their pain, their worries, their concerns in your energy field. And some people naturally want you to carry, you know, they want to give that responsibility over to you. And so you have to be very aware of that, of not letting boundaries overstep. Because if you're carrying it, then it's coming out of you. And that's not, it's not helpful, it's counterproductive actually. It's counterproductive. So we're going to be doing a lot of cord cutting at the Raise Your Vibration event in October, which is only a couple of weeks away now. Hi, Karen. And, you know, talking a little bit more about this topic because, you know, looking after your energy is absolutely so important. That's why I wrote this book, Loving Your Sensitive Self. If you haven't got yourself a copy, you can get it on Kindle or Amazon, anywhere in the world. It's how to manage and protect your energy. And we talk about everything, how your aura behaves. You know, sometimes when you're listening to a person, your aura reaches out and actually plugs into them, and how you can prevent those kind of auric behaviors that cause you to be more drained than you need to be. And also remember, when you have a light inside, you're a natural born light worker, you're a healer, you're a light to others, you tend to attract people who need that light. And not everybody who you attract is necessarily who you want to attract, right? People are going to be attracted to that light. So you are the one that has to set boundaries. There's a whole belief system out there that says because you are a healer, because you are a light worker, because you have this special gift, that you have to serve everyone who comes in your path. And that is simply not true. It is not true. It's a myth. And you are allowed to say no. You're allowed to pick and choose who you work with. You don't have to give just because someone asks you for it. And that's a big lesson to learn. And it can be triggering to think a bit about it that way, because you think, okay, I'm a being of love and light, I'm here to serve. But you have to serve yourself first. If you don't put that oxygen mask on, then, you know, it's not going to be long before you're running out of energy, and everyone else around you is like, oh, I feel good. What's wrong with you? So you got to look after yourself. Really got to look after yourself. Energetic protection, energy clearing, grounding, and making that a daily cycle of practice. And you know, when you actually do that, if you are psychic, if you're intuitive, if you have healing gifts, your gifts increase because you are not being, you know, I see it when we have psychic gifts. We use a lot of nervous system energy. We use a lot of our body energy to be psychic. And if that battery gets low, then your psychic can be a bit dulled down. And so you have to, yeah, you have to look after. But this is great because I can see you and I can see your comments at the same time as I can see my picture. They've changed it again for good old Facebook, so I'm enjoying this. So this week we're working with Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, and also I'm feeling a call to work with Archangel Raphael. And Raphael is an angel who helps us with our mindset, really helps us to clear clutter from the energetic debris in our system, as well as helping us to clear the clutter from our homes, office, handbag, wallet, whatever, and so that we can attract the most beautiful outcome in every part of our life. So she's all about not just your mental space being positive, but your surroundings, your environment being positive as well. So I feel like that she's a good angel to call on today. Metatron, who helps us to raise our vibration and attract greater abundance. And Michael, who helps us to cut those cords and protects our energy and is just really the loudest angel of them all. So we do love working with Archangel Michael. All right, so as I call in those three angels and I ask for the light of the divine to surround everybody who's watching this live and in the replay, I'm just going to pull a card each from one of these decks, and then I will pull one from a couple from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. So thank you, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, for helping us with guidance. What we most need to know at this time, at this important moment, this shift that we're going through, personally and collectively. And then we'll use the Archangel Michael cards. And as I'm doing this, I'm holding you in golden light, and I'm actually asking the angels to work with you and help you in your life and with your goals and intentions, helping you to connect with your soul purpose. I thought I'd do it a little bit differently today. Ooh. Okay, that's not a jumper, that's a bunch of cards, so I'm going to put those back in. So we're moving into the end of September and into October, and October is going to be a really full-on big month energetically. So I guess that's why they're asking us to make sure our energy is protected and grounded and that we're really looking after ourselves. We can expect some really, it's like there's some challenging information coming for all of us. But what we are learning right now is to connect into source for what we need instead of looking to the outside world. So it's like we're coming to realizations collectively, and we've been going backwards a little bit with our consciousness and our awareness as a humanity as a whole. And now we're starting to realign and come back into moving forward. And that means we have to change some bad habits that we've picked up in the last couple of years. So if you think about things that you've picked up that have been bad habits or haven't served you in the last 2 years, 3 maybe, what would you say? What has been something that you would like to now let go of? Okay. Ooh. All right. So we're going to start out with this card. This is Archangel Raphael. Look at the beautiful green light. Okay, just see if you can see that. His beautiful emerald green light. And of course, Archangel Raphael is the healer archangel. And he's also one that helps us with abundance, which is interesting because, you know, I mentioned abundance before with Archangel Metatron. And what we were talking about before about the world and the shift. So we've been challenged in every single area, from the physical, egoic, the world, the material world in the last couple of years, haven't we? We've been challenged with health. We've been challenged with prejudice and separation and the whole duality thing. We've also been really, really challenged with money, with abundance, with finances, housing, right? Everything has been really, really not attacking us, but it's been things to challenge us, to unsettle us. And what our spiritual path is to remember that at core, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and that our mind has a much more powerful effect on our reality than outside circumstances, or what we're told the outside circumstances are. So we have to condition our minds to remember that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. We're connected to an infinite source of love, light, and abundance, and that we can use our mind, our emotions, and our energy to create an outcome that we want rather than what we don't want. And rather than yelling no at the things that we don't like the look of, we can shift them through our own behaviors, thoughts, words, actions. So Archangel Raphael is asking you to tap into and open to abundance. And part of that is healing your energy. If your energy is full of cords and holes and leaks, where do you think that universal source energy is going? Right? He's asking you to look after yourself, your energy. Stop giving it away and seal it up, right? Put yourself inside the golden light and receive the abundance of all good that is coming to you. You are not forgotten. You're not on the outside of this. We're all connected. We're all souls having this physical experience. I love that. If you're suffering with any kind of health issue at this moment, then Raphael has shown up to let you know that healing is possible. It's healable, it's fixable. I love this on so many levels. You know, he's holding his staff with the serpent, and he's holding it's like a bowl of herbs. The guidance from the Archangel Michael deck here is, look at this. Look at the gorgeous image first. We have the Archangel holding a lamb and a baby at the same time. It's, you know, it's comfort, it's love. You're being held by the angels. It's a really kind of old-fashioned painting, isn't it? But it feels really beautiful, really loving. Now, the message of the card is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You are not a bad person. We make mistakes sometimes, sure. We can have mistaken ways of thinking. We can act out of anger or resentment, and then we have to sort of pull ourselves back in. But the angels are saying, forgive yourself. Don't hold yourself in punishment. Don't hold yourself in resentment, because that's keeping you separate from that oneness with all that is, right? If you feel I'm wrong, I'm bad, I've done something wrong, you'll hold on to shame. And shame is one of the lowest, most toxic, heavy energies that there is. It will literally put a wall between you and all that you've been asking for, because subconsciously you're saying, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve the good things that I'm even asking for. So here, Archangel Michael is saying, you are loved. The angels see only your pure light inside. It's time for you to let go of all of that pain, that struggle and suffering, and be kind to yourself. Be grateful for the good that is in your life, and start to come at things from a different perspective. You are enough. You do enough. You're good enough in every single way. You are worthy. So how does that speak to you? How does that speak to you? Where are you treating yourself with resentment or unkindness? And where are you holding on to guilt and shame, which maybe isn't even yours? Maybe it's someone else's and you just took it on, right? I know that I've done that in the past. You know, if I've been badly treated by someone, I did it the other day actually. Somebody's sort of crossed a boundary with me, and I was thinking, God, that's really crap behavior. I wonder what I did to deserve it. Oh, I had to stop myself. I didn't do anything to deserve it. I didn't do anything to deserve it at all. That's my imagination. That's my ego making up stories. But we've been taught this way of thinking, this guilt way of thinking, and it's not real. It doesn't align with the divine mind or the truth of who we really are, right? Because if we believe it, we'll make it happen too. That's the other thing. All right. Now, there's a heartbreak, there's some grief, there's some sadness that you may feel you've buried or you've pushed away, or you've thought, okay, I'm done with that. I don't want to deal with that. So this is coming up to be healed this week. You might have already felt it in the last couple of days, right? As we moved into the equinox, you might have felt that energy of, there's some sadness there that I need to deal with. And here is Archangel Raphael. It's possible for you to heal, and it's also possible for you to still honor yourself, love yourself. You can still move forward even with that any pain in your heart. You don't have to force yourself. You don't have to push. Deal with it, but don't feel like, oh, I can't live my life until I've dealt with it, right? That's something that's a myth as well. It's like saying, okay, I can't be a healer until I'm completely healed. You know, we're never completely healed. We're all carrying a lot of pain from the trauma of the difficulties that we've lived through in the last couple of years. And so that's different for everyone. We've all had our different angles on that. And that may be weighing you down, and it might be showing up as fatigue, it might be showing up as resistance, it might be showing up as, you know, anger. It's something completely separate, but you need to honor yourself. A bit of journaling would be really good. Talk to your angels, tell them everything. Give them everything. Have a good moan. Tell them what's breaking your heart. Tell them what hurts you. Tell them what you want their help with. The more you open up to them, it's like you slide open a door. You give them more access to you to help you, the more open you are. Have you ever been around a friend who you know needs help, but they don't accept it? And it's really hard. Like you're trying to help them, but they're not accepting it. So that's the feeling I think that our angels have sometimes when they're like, we're here, we can help you, but we don't open to them. it can be guilt about asking. It could be like, I need to get through this by myself. But they're saying, we're here. We want to help you. All right. And then the final card we've got is the moon. So this card has come up so much in the last couple of months. And it's Archangel Haniel. Now, Haniel is the angel of grace. So grace means that we are granted space. We're granted a bit of positive energy, blessings, love. Even when we've made mistakes, even when we're, you know, beating ourselves up or we're doing something, we always have that grace. The angels are always forgiving us and loving us. They're always treating us with compassion. We're never kicked out. We're never rejected. But Haniel also helps us with that self-forgiveness and helps us to recognize that your intuition is always there. It's always talking to you. And at the moment, we've been through like a hard time on the planet, but we've also been through a hard time astrologically. Like there's been some crazy stuff going on. And if you're empathic and sensitive and energy aware, you felt it more deeply than anyone else, more likely. So I think that's why this card has been coming up, because it's reminding you of your sensitivities. It's reminding you that you feel things more deeply than others, and that you've probably had a harder time recently than many other people because of that deep sensitivity. So grant yourself that grace that the angels are giving you too, and really tune into your intuition now. This isn't about other people's opinions. This isn't about comparing yourself to everybody. It's not about looking at other people who do what you want to be doing and saying like, I need to do I need to be like them. You have to do things your own way. You have to let your intuition guide you. The trouble is, when we've been in fear, we've been in trauma, we've been in this sort of collective energy, is that we can let those external voices become louder than our internal voice. And when we're in fear, all we can hear sometimes is our ego shouting at us. All we can do is react. And so now is the time to go with the angels. Take some deep breaths, have some peace, and then really, really tune in to what that guidance is that's coming for you. This is a big moment. They're showing me it's sort of like it actually looked like a crack in the earth and then opening, but what was coming out of it was light. So for a long time, we've been told, right, there's this shift, there's this ascension, there's this awakening. If we don't get awake, then all bad things are going to happen to us. But in the meantime, what's been happening on the outside is all this stuff that's been putting us into this duality feeling, this feeling of like, I've got to take sides. You're either this or you're that. You can't be both. And it's not true. We're learning that you can have both things, and that there is always more than one way of looking at things, always. And if we choose to look at things with compassion, with love, with wisdom, with an open heart and mind to be able to listen, then things go more smoothly. And if we allow ourselves the space to let go of all of the harsh energy, we don't have to be reading all the comments. We don't have to be inspecting what everyone else is doing. We can just give ourselves space from that. And I think that's what's going on at the moment. I think we've been through it, and we now have to kind of choose the light. We have to choose the peace for our own sanity and to be able to serve others. I hope that makes sense. Hi there. Divorce going through on the 13th, right? That blessings for that, and love. The crack, breaking away from things that aren't working. As an energy healer of so many years, I worked with a lot of clients. They used to come to my home from all over Australia. People drive miles and miles to come and have a healing. And the thing that was the darkest, most heaviest energy, because I can see energy and that's why I can be a healer in it, is that guilt. It's toxic. It looks like black, tar. When the bitumen melts in the heat, or when you get that black stuff on the beach that's kind of sticky. That is what guilt looks like in the energy system. in the ladder of vibration, guilt is right at the bottom. And if you are carrying all of that guilt, and many of us are because we've been taught it, it's a teaching tool on planet Earth. It's it really blocks you from seeing your true light, from being able to move forward, to understanding your worth. Shame and guilt are kind of twin emotions, and they make you powerless, make you feel powerless. So you can let it go. Diet needs more help, says Kyla. Yeah, it needs love. Yeah. It does make a difference. You know, sometimes you think it doesn't, but it does. I know when I go off my track, I always seem to run out of energy, for sure. All right, my lovely. So these are the cards for this week. I'm going to go on Instagram shortly and do the reading again. And it's always different on Instagram for some reason. I will add this to my newsletter. So if you get the newsletter, you'll get the replay later. And I'm sending you angel blessings. Don't forget, on the 14th of October, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Attunement. So we'll be doing Raising Your Vibration for Abundance on that session. It's on sale now over on my website. I've also left the Lightworker activation up longer than usual because there's been a heightened interest in it. So I've just left that one there if you're still after the replay of that one. But we'll be talking about how to connect your energy in to manifest greater abundance, and how you can disconnect from the external world and clear cords that are draining you, that actually keep you in struggle and scarcity, and manifest abundance, whatever form you want that to be, whether it's money, whether it's a job, whether it's love, whatever it is you're looking for. It all comes under the label of abundance. But we will talk about money because that is an important subject to talk about spiritually. I actually got interviewed last week by Natasha, whose name I need to learn to pronounce. I will put it in the comments. She's doing a summit. She's holding a powerful summit called Money is Divine and Creative. And we were talking about how the angels can help us to manifest money. And that's out soon too, in October. So I'll keep you posted about that one when I get more details. So sending you love and angel blessings. Hi, Raylene. And I will see you next Monday for Angel Monday.